Good evening. Seemed like the video didn't play, but that's all right. We seem to be here now, so we're good to go. Welcome in for another one of our weekly ranking shows here. We're going to rank our top 10 wide receivers. If you've missed any of the previous rankings, please go back and look at the videos in the past. We've got done quarterbacks and running backs so far. So tonight we're going to jump into wide receiver rankings. Joined with everyone's favorite Notre Dame fan and all around just wonderful, amazing human being. If you don't believe me, go check out his stuff on his channel. And without further ado, what's going on post game?
Man, nothing much, man. Just these here top 10 wide receivers. Taking care of business and raising a bunch of little me's. How you doing tonight, my man?
We're doing good. There we go. I knew. Well, here comes another one. Let's see who we got here. Oh, look at this. I should have known this guy was gonna join. We talking quarterbacks. He ain't gonna let it slide. What's going on, Poe? It's been a minute, brother.
What's happening, man?
Oh man, just here knocking out these lists.
I know that's right.
Everything good in your world?
Yep, sure is.
Good. Glad to hear it. So, we, as always, I like to kind of just go through for people that may be tuning in for the first time, kind of give them an idea of how we do this. So, here at the WTP Sports Dudes, we have a group chat that we all text in and we discuss show topics and things like that. Well, this is a series I decided to start and I send it out and everybody in the Sports Dudes sends in their top 10 with some honorable mention people. And we get them all and I compile them and I add them up on a running scale of 10 to 1, 10 being the first place, 1 being 10th place. Add everything up, tabulate it, put them in order, and here we come with our list. I like to say the WTP Sports Dudes top 10 is probably the only top 10 you should really pay attention to because it probably has the most diverse group of people voting on it. Just my theory. We've got guys from that are Southern guys. We got Notre Dame, Michigan, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Florida State. You know, we got people voting from everywhere. So there's, I like the way our rankings come out. But that's how we tabulate our lists. See what's going on down here. We got Lily there. That's a spam. We ain't even going to put that one up on the screen. It's some sort of spam thing. As you get popular, you get more people just chiming in with spam stuff. So without holding up us too long here, let's jump in and look at who came in. These are guys that really didn't get any votes, but they made our honorable mention because people had mentioned them. I did have to be real careful with this list. I want to let y'all know I got a laugh out of it, but we had one guy try to put a guy who's already in the NFL on the list, and we had one guy trying to put a sophomore in high school already on the list. So I got to be a little better at catching stuff, I guess. Because, I don't think any high school sophomores are making this list, and I'm pretty sure an NFL player is going to make the list. So.
Right.
I didn't catch the NFL player. Zay had to point that out, but it is what it is. So our guys who made our honorable mills, we had Parker Livingstone, transfer from Texas to Oklahoma. I accidentally put Texas because I'm used to him being there, but he's actually at Oklahoma there. That's my fault. Eric Singleton, who was at Auburn and transferred to Florida, and Trey Wilson at Florida, which is, I think, Eugene Trey Wilson. And if I'm not mistaken, kind of shocked he didn't get any votes. There's another guy at Florida named Dallas Wilson, who was a true freshman last year, who I was kind of shocked didn't get any votes in this. But what I mean, not really any thoughts on these guys, but just thoughts on Florida. Looks like they could have a pretty potent offense here if these guys live up to the hype. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Florida. I like Florida's offense, man. I liked them last year, but they was running in mud, man. I don't know what was wrong with their offense, man. They was running in mud, but they had some names. They have talent down there, but I like Florida.
Yeah, I agree with Paul on that. I do like Florida. I do believe their offense can potentially be one of the more explosive offenses in the SEC. So it's a lot of talent down there. We'll see if their coach can put it together in his first year. But I agree. I do like their talent.
Yeah, I agree with both of you, especially being an SEC guy. That's one I'm watching is Florida. I think the unknown is the new system, the new, how's everything going to gel together. So, but he's a good coach, and they ain't lacking for talent. That's for sure. So we'll see what comes of it, but that's kind of what I felt. I was just kind of shocked on that, about that. So that was the only 3 guys that didn't get any votes for our top 10 that were mentioned in our lists. So we'll move on to the next guys who received some votes. And we've got, these guys all had 1 vote each. Jordan Faison, I'm not real sure, from Notre Dame. Jacoby Lane is still in there.
Yeah.
That's the one who's in the NFL.
Yeah, Jacoby Lane. Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't go back and delete him. If you know how it works, when you're typing stuff in, you have to, it would have deleted everything, got out of order. So, but he's on the list. Shouldn't be. Charlie Becker from Indiana got a vote. Ryan Wingo from Texas got a vote. And Isaiah Horton, the transfer from Alabama to A&M, got a vote. Postgame, that's your boy on there. You think he could have been higher up on this list? I noticed you didn't put him on your list. So is it because you're thinking Notre Dame maybe has quite a few other receivers? It's going to be spread out a little more?
I definitely think Jordan Faison is the known commodity when it comes to the Notre Dame receivers room. However, I don't believe he's the most talented receiver at Notre Dame. So we're going to have to see how it plays out. But Jordan Faison could very well lead the team in receptions. That's definitely on the table. I like Faison. I just got him out of sight of my personal top 10 because I want to see what guys like Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter do.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Anything on there? Poe, you got Becker? Anything on Becker you think of? Being you're the Big Ten guy, so I figured I'd give you Becker.
Yeah, I put Becker. I got Becker as 10 on my list, and but I was thinking I don't know if him and Nick Marshall gonna cancel each other out. And with that new quarterback, see, I got Becker on there because I don't have Marsh because I know Becker familiar with this system. So that's why I didn't put Marsh on there. But I would have put Marsh on there, but I don't know if they're going to cancel each other out. I got to see what their offense talking about.
Well, before we get rolling any further, let's go ahead and welcome the main man into the chat. Another one of our main men, Mr. One Take Zay. I didn't know who that was joining the show. I'm not even going to lie.
Why? Because it say Mr. OTZ?
I didn't see the T. I saw Mr. OT.
What's up with y'all, man?
What's up, brother? So, real quick, just to kind of catch up, you know how we do these votes, but the honorable mention guys, we were talking about, 2 of them are from Florida. What are your thoughts on maybe what that says about that Florida offense? And one of them wasn't even mentioned, which was Dallas Wilson.
Yeah, that lone vote with Trey Wilson might be me. I seen him explode last year though, when they played Georgia, and I was like, this dude, if they can get him healthy, I think he was banged up last year. If they can keep him on the field, he could really be a player, bro. He explosive, bro.
Did anybody pick besides me? Pick the guy from I'll be butchering his name. The dude for Oklahoma, Isaiah. What's his name?
Oh, Satania.
Sanger, yeah. Anybody else pick
Satania.
him?
No.
Nah, but Moss said it, man. This class is really deep for real. It's a lot of
Yeah.
different dudes, bro.
We could have easily probably done a top 20 on this and easily had time to go through and rank 20 easy and still probably had some extras to leave out. Wide receivers are a little deeper, especially this class. I mean, when you think about it, you got 3 or 4 guys sometimes on the field at the same time. So you got a lot more wide variety to choose from too, versus you're not going to have 4 running backs unless you're running the wishbone. But even then, you're only going to have 3. So that's where we are up to there. And then we came up to the others receiving votes. People Faison, Becker, Wingo, and Horton were all there. They all got 1 vote each. I'll be honest, I was the homer with the 1 single vote for Isaiah Horton from A&M. I just think his 6'3" frame is what we were missing last year at the receiver position.
See, that ain't a bad vote though, Sean. Horton, he was, I feel like, just as vital on that Bama team last year too as the other 2 guys.
Yeah, I agree. But that's why I went with him. A little bit of homerism, but not a whole lot. So I didn't rank him like number 2 or nothing. So next we get into guys that got more votes than 1. And this is where your boy is, Pope.
Yeah.
Satania. Evan Stewart from Oregon. I'm kind of shocked on Stewart being there. I thought he might be higher due to the hype for him coming out of high school. Chase Hendricks from the Ohio Bobcats. We have Amari Thomas from University of Houston. Bo Sparks. I'll give a shout out to Doug Jones on this one. He actually put this kid in there from a smaller school, Bo Sparks. The kid's electric. If you get a chance to watch Texas State, watch him. That kid's pretty crazy. And then we have Andrew Marsh from Michigan on the list.
Yeah.
So Zay, I'll let you jump off first on this one. What do you know about Chase Hendricks? I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot about the guy.
Yeah, he had a real explosive play against us last year in the shoot. You know, we struggled in that game too. That game was real sticky for a long time. Like, you know, if you looked at the box score, you would think we did something to them real bad, but nah. That offense, they had a lot of experience on their team. You know, that wasn't a young team we played. They returned a lot of them dudes that they had on offense. They was returners, so they ain't come out there and they wasn't playing scared. But I mean, he ain't have a super crazy statistical day, but he had 1 real explosive catch that probably upped his numbers. I think he had like 70 or 80 yards against us last year on like 3 or 4 catches, but it was just that 1 explosive play. But you can see, like, dude gonna get drafted on day 2 when he do go to the NFL. I think he's a senior this year, but he gonna get drafted. He can play.
I might have to catch out some Ohio Bobcat games this year to keep an eye on this guy. Poe, what you got with what about Marsh up there at Michigan?
Yeah, man, he showed his potential last year. I think he should have got the ball more, but our offense was stagnant. I like this young guy, man. I like him. I want to see what this new coaching staff can do with him and put him in position, because they talking about he's gonna be in the slot and on the outside. So I want to see.
Poe, I'll leave it wide open for you of any of the others that you might want to say something about. Whether it be Satania, Stewart, Thomas.
Yeah.
I think
Satanga, man. I seen him play, man. He real explosive too, man. I like him. Mateer was loving him last year, so he real explosive. I'm gonna keep my eye on him. And all y'all SEC dudes need to keep your eye on him too, because he gonna be special, man.
Yeah, 100%. Post game, you were the one on here that actually put Amari Thomas in your honorable mention area. What catches your eye on him?
Athleticism. He's going to be the main guy the quarterback is looking at when they do decide to pass the ball. But I like a lot of these guys on this list, fellas. I mean, Evan Stewart coming back off injury could be a dude. The Bo Sparks kid from Texas State, which I believe they played Texas the first game of the year. That's a really intelligent, good route running, high IQ type wide receiver, and he was top 10 in receiving last season.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to look him up and see where he's from. I forgot what high school he went to. I'll have to look him up later. Yeah, that's the same thoughts I had, especially with Stewart. Evan Stewart had everything coming out of high school. Came to A&M, obviously, didn't work out, transferred. But he's been hurt every year. I'd like to see what he can do when he stays healthy, because I think he's electric to watch. When he was healthy for a little bit at A&M, he was electric as a freshman. I just hope he stays healthy. Of course, you want all players to stay healthy because you want to see them at their best. But I think that's kind of why he's down on this list a little bit, because of the past injuries and what are we going to get from him.
Yeah, I'm surprised Wyatt Young wasn't on this list as well. The former North Texas receiver, now at Oklahoma State. I think he finished like 6th in receiving in the country.
Yeah, I thought about him after I had already started compiling all the lists. I went, forgot about him, because I remember watching him play last year. And in that offense, he's that perfect. He's Julian Edelman is what he is. He's one of them little Patriot guys that just annoys you. He just runs perfect routes, and he's electric after the catch. So next, we're going to move into our just missed. They were right on the outside. A couple more people, if showed them love, they'd have been in the top 10. And it's DeCorian Moore from Oregon and Cooper, is it Barcate or Barcati from Miami? I know I've seen more, so we'll let me see. Zay went first. Who would go? We'll go Poe can hit this one first, and then we'll go up to post game and then down to Zay.
Yeah, I like Moore. I don't know about the Cooper kid, but I like Moore because I've seen him. But they have so many players running in and out for Oregon. It seemed like you can't get started, but Moore throwing to him, it's going to be nice this year. You know what I mean? It's going to be nice. And keep an eye on this guy too, man, because they're going to feature him sometime too.
Yeah, I agree with Poe 100%. Having these receivers healthy for Dante Moore, and then you add them to the receivers that are going to be returning that offense, new tight end, but a freakish built tight end they got replacing their NFL first-round pick at tight end. But I like DeCorian Moore. I love Cooper Barcate. I think he should have made the top 10 easily, seeing as though he was a top 10 wide receiver last season. High IQ guy, great route runner. And then you parlay that with the fact that he's going to be with his quarterback at Miami. I think Cooper Barcate is in for a big season, him and Malachi Tony down at the U. I think personally this is the best receiving core in college football.
Yeah, hey, this receiving core for Oregon is so fast that people gonna have a problem covering them dudes with DeCorian Moore and Evan Stewart coming back. I think DeCorian Moore and Evan Stewart took votes from each other when we was doing this. Probably some people was leaning more towards Stewart, some people was leaning more towards Moore. But I think they were just fighting each other for real. One of them guys probably could have cracked the top 10, but I mean, post game covered it with Barcate. I forgot about him when I did my list. I don't know how I forgot about him though, because I'm a big Darian Mincer fan, and I watched a lot of Duke games last year, and that dude is a hooper. He is a pure baller, bro. That's gonna be a scary. I don't know about the best receiving cores post game, They up there though, for sure. They are definitely up there.
Okay, just my opinion.
There's you could almost make it. There's probably a lot of teams out there that could say we've got the best receiving core in the game. There's a lot of stacked receiving rooms this year. Miami, Florida, Ohio State, Texas, A&M's got a loaded receiving room. Oregon. I mean, we could go on and on with naming teams with deep receiving rooms. Crazy enough, out of all of us on the stream right now, only one of us post game put Cooper in your top 10. Out of those two players, you were the only one with either one in the top 10. Just kind of weird that only one of us did that. A bunch of us had him in the honorable mention and stuff, but just not in our top 10. So now we roll into the meat of it. This is the most surprise at the end of any of these lists. Everybody on this stream and watching probably already knows who the number one guy is, and it wasn't close. I'm going to tell you that.
I believe it.
But this one kind of shocked me. I think two of us voted him into the top 10. Dude is one of the most electric players I've seen, and it's Nick Harbor from South Carolina. Zay, I'm gonna let Zay go. Now post game on what about Nick Harbor? You seen much of Nick Harbor?
Yeah, a specimen, a physical specimen. I
Yes,
think
he
he
is.
goes about 6'5", 230 plus.
Yeah.
I like Nick Harbor. However, me personally, I wouldn't have had him in the top 10 quite yet. If you asking top 10 most talented, then Nick Harbor definitely deserves to be in this top 10. But just the 10 best receivers going into the season, I would have had Nick Harbor slightly out of the top 10. But I understand why he was voted in the top 10. I believe he needs to take another step in his route running, his route tree. But that straight line speed is as crazy as you get in college football. And once he gets the ball, he's definitely a difficult takedown.
Zay, you had him.
Yeah, I had him high because I was trying to project. I think he due for a big year, a super big year. And, the first name to come to mind is DK Metcalf. I think he can get away with running 3 routes, bro. And he that much of an alien. He just need to perfect them and really work on his craft of perfecting just a few routes. And I think he gonna be unguardable. And that's what DK is. So I put him high just to project. Like, you gotta explode this year, bro. We've been seeing you for multiple years now. It's time. It's time now.
Thoughts, Pope?
Yeah. I like Big Nick. Just like y'all said, man. Everything y'all said, but I don't think that people been telling him to do them routes yet. You know what I mean? Because he's so physical, he can get away with stuff. You know what I mean? And then we need the North Sellers to come in there and you know what I mean, play like he can play and give him that rock. Dude is a big specimen. I like Nick, but I don't, like Post said, I don't think he top 10 worthy, but I like Big Nick.
Yeah, I dropped him in at number 8 on mine. I had the unfortunate ability to watch a game with him against my Aggies, and it was not pretty. I in fact, to tell you the truth, that game was 30-3 at halftime. South Carolina A&M came back and won. When he caught that 80-yard touchdown pass, or 85, whatever it was, right over the middle and just broke, I just straight up hit button on the remote and said, it's time for a nap. And I went and left and just walked away at that point. So kid's electric. You 100% spot on though, Poe. his production is going to depend on what Lenoris sellers we get. So, but I think 10, if he was going to be in the top 10, I think 10's about where he would be. I don't think much higher. Could have seen him sit down with the other two right outside of the list too. So next we'll jump into Zay can hit this. We'll go Zay Poe post game. Bryant Wesco, Clemson.
Yeah, I kind of, I like Brian Wesco. I think I still just got a kind of bad taste in my mouth. He ain't even make my top 10. He was in my honorable mention, but I know he can ball. Who else they got over there? Was it TJ Moore? They got another dude over there though, but I don't know. I got a bad taste in my mouth from last year with Clemson, so I got to see these guys perform on the field. These guys got to come out and ball. But this a dude though right here that really, honestly, he got a swing at the bat. If he ball out this year, he could be a first round pick for real. I seen somebody in the comment section asking, is there any first round picks other than Jeremiah Smith? I think it's a few guys for real. I think Cam Coleman, we'll get to Cam Coleman, but I think he a first round pick too. But Brian Wesco is one of them guys too that I think if he have a big year, he can go in the first round.
Yeah. But he nice, man, because you remember he was a freshman All-American. So he nice. He got all the tools. And Cade ain't used them last year. You know what I mean? The downfall of Cade had all the receivers in the shambles. Even Clemson, the whole team, didn't look right with all them returning starters and everything. But I like Wesco too.
Yeah, I love Brian Wesco as well. I believe if Clemson is able to figure out the quarterback position, I believe he's going to ball this upcoming season. The thing that I really like about Bryant Wesco is his arm length. Like, he's not 6'5" or 6'6", but his arm length is incredibly long, and that's definitely an advantage for a receiver like that, especially in the red zone. Wesco can ball. I like him at 9.
Yeah, I mean, length in the red zone, wingspan, catch radius, all that is huge in the red zone. So I like him at 9. And if you're looking, you can see outside in parentheses is the number of votes each person got. So he got 11. Yeah, this one we're gonna run in the next order. We're gonna go Poe, Post, Zay. And number 8 with 16 votes, the transfer from Michigan State, Nick Marsh.
Yeah, Nick Marsh special, man. I like Nick. He's special. But we don't know. We don't know if him and Becker are going to cancel each other out. And I don't know. I like him. I don't know. Sig already got on him, so I know his head got to be on straight. But Nick's special, man. We got to see what he's going to do in this offense and and can they get him the ball like Michigan State used to get him the ball.
Is it on me? Yeah, I like Nick Marsh, man. I think he fits what Cignetti and IU wants to do on offense, being a bigger, more physical receiver. He absolutely balled out for Michigan State last year. When you talk about back shoulder throws, I think that's the type of receiver Nick Marsh is. When you talk about the RPO, they like doing at Indiana. Quick passes, that's going to set up nice for big Nick Marsh. I love him at 8. I would not be surprised if he moved up during the season.
Yeah, it's two things I love about Nick Marsh. He come from that Michigan State program, so one, I love receivers that block. Bro is not afraid to block. You know what I mean? And I seen him make some crazy contested catches. So I love them two things about him. Hey, and post game, you right. This another dude. You might be able to talk about him at 2, 3, 4. You know, I think he was a product of just playing for a terrible program last year. So many might not really know his name.
Yeah, that's spot on because of the where he come from to where he came to is going to be a big thing. I do think Nick Marsh could fly up this if he puts up any kind of season near what he put up at Michigan State. He's going to be great. And you're right, Poe. Cignetti already got onto him. You told him, we don't do all these flashy shoes and stuff like that. So, you know, that's going to put that in check. That just tells you the culture he's building up there at Indiana. He ain't going to play none of this prima donna stuff.
So who their quarterback? The transfer from who? TCU?
Yeah, Josh Hoover.
Okay.
Yep. So next, this rotation is going to go post Zay Poe. KJ Duff from Rutgers, 23 votes.
Yeah, this kid is a baller, SEC. I really like him at Rutgers out of the Big Ten. You talk about a big receiver, a big target for your quarterback, a guy who can hurt you, you know, downfield, on the sideline, in the middle of the field, sitting down in the zones. KJ Duff is a baller, and that's another guy that could sneak into the first round of next season's NFL draft. I like KJ Duff.
Yeah, hey, KJ explosive for real, man. For him to be 6'6", he got really good speed. And when I scan across the Big Ten for real, and I look at all these receivers, if I gotta build around a receiver, I'm not sure I don't take him right behind Jeremiah Smith, bro. Like just that type of imposing size that he got, bro, and like the top end speed. Because you know, Rutgers last year they liked to push the ball down the field. He was always behind the defense for some reason. It's like y'all, why? How he keep on ending up behind the defense? And it's because he got that speed. I think. I think he got long strides, so his speed is kind of like, it's kind of like it don't really look like his speed, like how a shorter player would look, like an Evan Stewart or somebody, because he got long strides, but he always end up behind the defense.
Yeah, KJ Duff, man, seen it firsthand. He's a baller. Think about KJ Duff. He don't mind going across that middle, being 6'6". He's not a scared joker. You know what I mean? Like that's going to help in the NFL. If you ain't scared to go across that middle and you're a big target, and like they say, dude be behind the defense. I like KJ Duff. Like you said, if you start behind Jeremiah Smith, I can see that happening too. But he gonna need their team gonna need to be better. You know what I mean? Their team need gonna be better. He can make them better if they get the right personnel in there.
Yeah, 100%. I was really hoping one member of our group would be on tonight because we had one member who did not have KJ Duff in the top 10 or honorable mention. And I was kind of wanting to get his thoughts, but he's not on tonight. So we'll have to hold that for a different day. Before we move up, we had somebody when we were talking about South Carolina. This is a valid point that none of us brought up. Said South Carolina's offensive line needs to protect for Sellers to have a good season. South Carolina did have one of the worst offensive lines in all of football last year. So I just thought that was a good, valid point about South Carolina and Sellers and Harvard. So next, we're going to move on into the 6th slot A couple of years ago, everybody would have thought this guy would have probably been right behind Jeremiah Smith or tied with him or fighting for the number one position. But after last year, and we're going to go Zay, who went first last time? You went first? Yeah. So we're going to go Zay, parlay, post game on this one with Ryan Williams from Alabama with 23 votes.
Yeah, man, I really think that Bama they liked it Bernard and Horton a lot, so they tried something new with Ryan Williams last year. They tried him, he played most of his snaps in the slot. I think they really need to move him back outside, but I'm hearing he put on some weight this summer, so I really expect him to get back to what he probably was freshman year, man. We know it's in there. I think they just got to figure out how to pull it back out of him. But the talent wise, it's there, man. We just need to get back to the production. But as a game breaker, he's one of them dudes that could break a game. All it takes is one play. He's one of them guys you could throw him a screen and it could be a house call. So, you can't just find them type of players don't just grow on trees. So the talent is there. I think his spot right in the middle of the top 10 is deserving, even though we seen a dip in production last year.
Yeah, Ryan Williams is special, man. I think, like you said, his production was down because they had him doing trying to play the slot, but he still ran back kicks. But he missed a lot of passes. Think about Ryan Williams. He's not a good catcher in traffic. And I thought he was until like the last couple of years. He can't catch the ball in traffic like that, but he's still a game breaker. He could take a screen to the house, 80 yards to the house. He's still a baller, man. We're gonna have to see in different positions where Bama can put him at to make him more productive. Like you said, that outside where he did most of his damage at, I think he need to go back there also.
Yeah, you guys said it all about Ryan Coleman Williams. We all know he's a heck of a talent. We know what he can do with the ball in his hand. I was projecting a little bit, putting him a little higher in my top 10 because I fully expect him to have a bounce back season. So that's an interesting receiver in the top 10, just as talented as anybody.
To be honest, post game, he was pretty much 7 or 8 on everybody's list.
Yeah.
And when I was mentioning KJ Duff, the one member of our team who didn't put him anywhere, he chimed in. He's listening to us, which we appreciate you listening in, Mr. Robert. He said he didn't know anything about him. Not going to fault you on that because, being a Longhorn fan, if it doesn't happen on the 40 acres, they don't pay much attention to anything else. There's my nightly shot at the Longhorn community. Got to throw on every show. So we're going to go post game Zay on this one. This is my boy I'm really excited for, Mr. Mario Craver from Texas A&M, coming in with 32 votes.
Yeah, hey, he's special, man. Y'all had the special core. That whole receiving core. But thing about Mario, he liked to play that slot, but he a little guy though. He a little guy. So sometimes, you catch him in that dilemma if he can play outside or he could play that slot. He a slot guy, but he quicker than a hiccup. And I like him. I like Mario.
Yeah, Mario Craver is that dude. I'm high on him as well, Poe. I mean, one play sticks out from last season, unfortunately for me, man, is when Craver had the ball on the sideline, and I don't know how he got through 3-4 tacklers at the Notre Dame game, but he did, and he just hit the sideline and was gone. So explosive wide receiver, hell of a target for Texas A&M. I expect him to put up some numbers. He kind of they not exactly the same player, but he has a little Tony, or Tony has a little bit of him in each other, I should say. But I love Mario Craver. I expect big things from him this season.
Yeah, Mario, one of the funnest players to watch in college football. It don't even come short of nothing else, Man, just explosive, bro. Just explosive. You can't. I think he might be the most explosive player in college football. Honestly, you just can't teach what he got, man. He is a small dude, but I think he carry his weight good. So, yeah, I mean, good position for him. He could have probably been a little higher for real.
Yeah, I love Craver. I love what he brings. Last year, obviously, I think that was the problem last year. Is we had too many. We had two Mario Cravers with KC and Craver. They were both pretty much the same skill set. So I think that's why Isaiah Horton is a big grab for me this year in the portal. Plus some of the freshmen we got coming in. I think it's going to be great. I think he's a good person to lead that wide receiver room too, because he's been there and done it. And that's the one game that sticks in my mind too. Post game, that one play kind of just you see what's there, and I hate to bring that up because I know that one was rough, but that play right there, I didn't expect that. So we'll move on from Craver, and we'll go to the other side. Then we'll go, of course, post, say, parlay. And we're going to start it off with Cam Coleman. 45 votes in our little tally here.
Yeah, SEC. I love Cam Coleman. I love his game, I should say. Big physical receiver. Is going to be money for Texas this season. The things that stand out about Cam Coleman is his physicality. Like he uses that stiff arm like a lot, and I like that in a wide receiver. Being able to make plays, one hand catches, streaking down the sideline. This is an amazing wide receiver. One of my favorite wide receivers to watch for sure. He should have a big season down there in Austin.
What you guys say?
Yeah, hey, if you want to get introduced to Cam Coleman, just get on YouTube and go watch the game that they had against Vandy last year. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Cam special, man. Like you said, he's a big physical receiver. Made Arnold. He made Arnold last year. Arnold he was all over the place last year, but when he came to Cam, he was on the money. Big physical receiver. Texas got a gym right there, man. Texas got a gym. So, hey, Zay. He can't hear me. Hey, them cornerbacks better be ready for O State because he coming.
Cam Coleman.
Man, we ain't worried, Paul.
Yeah, okay.
Cam Coleman is definitely a specimen. I hate the fact he was committed to A&M out of high school and flipped to Auburn. I'm not going to put a lot on Cam Coleman for what he's done statistically because, let's be honest, if you look at the Auburn quarterback room, it hasn't been the greatest when he's been there. So he has had a few drops. I will say that he's had some drops that are just inexcusable. Wide open touchdowns just dropped. So, but I think he's in a much better spot. He's got a much better quarterback than he's ever had. The offense, I'm sure, is much better for him than what Auburn. So, look for Cam Coleman to have a good season. And I hate to say that, so because that just scares me with that receiving core they got down there. And my little comment, they get Rob about if it doesn't happen on the 40 acres, it doesn't matter. He responded with facts. There is nothing else. See, I told you. So let's get back up here and we'll see where we're at. That was number 4. And then we jump into, we had to do a little rearranging of the list because somebody forgot to rank this guy. So I had to adjust, but no big deal, Zay. It's okay. I got you.
Give me a break, bro.
I got you. We're going to go post Zay. I think. Yeah. And it's Deuce Robinson, Florida State.
I like Deuce, man. A good guy on a bad team. You know, like big physical receiver. And he always find himself behind the defense too, being 6'6". So I'm like, if they can get something started with him, man, like Deuce gonna be a problem. And like you said, he a first rounder, man. Deuce a first rounder. If somebody want to take a chance on him, I like Deuce.
Man, Poe, I had Deuce second. That's how much I like Deuce. I only had Jeremiah Smith in front of Deuce. And I'll tell you why, man. He's a freak of nature, first of all, being 6'6", 230 plus pounds, coming into the college game as a tight end, being able to make the switch to wide receiver, no problem. His catch radius, man, that's a guy you just throw it up. There's not too many corners who can defend this guy. You just throw it up, and he catches the ball with his hands. Do y'all remember when Jimmy Graham was trying to get paid like a wide receiver when he was putting up those nasty numbers at tight end back in the day? To me, this is what Jimmy Graham. I know it's college and NFL is two different things, right? But to me, Deuce Robinson is what Jimmy Graham would have been playing strictly wide receiver. I love Deuce Robinson. And to me, I will only take Jeremiah Smith over him.
Yeah, Deuce is nice, you know. But he got some inconsistent hands sometimes too. You know, that's the only knock I got on him is he can lose, and it's not even his hands. I think he lose focus sometimes. That's all. But y'all really said it all. Deuce is nice. Definitely a first round talent for sure.
Yeah, I also like I really hope, like, because Deuce was top 15 in receiving last season, playing with Castellanos. I think Castellanos had a hard time finding him. So what I really hope, and especially for Mossberg's sake, is that their new quarterback is able to find Deuce. And I think he's going to improve his production if they're able to do that.
Yeah. I know I was out somewhere last year, and the college that my mother is an alma mater of used to be called East Texas State University. Now it's East Texas A&M. And it would just happen to be on while we were out doing something. And I looked up for a few seconds, and all of a sudden I saw Deuce Robinson gone on like 42. And I was like, okay, this kid's got, I mean, I know the competition wasn't the same, but still, you could see the talent that's there just with that. So I jumped him up there. So that gets us into our number 2, and I'm pretty sure these two are pretty easy to figure out if you've paid attention and you know who hasn't been listed yet. We're going. Who went first last time? I've done lost my mind here. I think postgame will be first, and then Zay, and then Poe.
All right, cool.
And our number 2, Malachi Tony, Miami, 56 votes.
I have not one issue with Tony being 2 or 3. It depends on what flavor you like, right? I mean, I like Malachi Tony is amazing, man. What he did his freshman season, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was only 17. Made on the first game of the season, making plays against Notre Dame. Electric. and he's not just a gadget guy. Like you can do gadget things with Malachi Tony, but he's also a true receiver. Like he can break you down downfield. Uh, he can kill you with screen, or I shouldn't say that word, but he can destroy your defense with screens, quick passes, slants, and he's off to the races. I love Malachi Tony. Again, I wouldn't have a problem with him being 2 or 3.
Yeah, Malachi Tony, dog, just a pure dog, man. Hey, he kind of got a stocky frame too, so I think he be. That's why he's able to withstand some of them brutal hits he be taking. Cause he be taking some brutal hits for real. We hit him a couple times in that playoff game, and bro popped right back up. But yeah, hey, I mean, I know what the offense was last year, and it was a lot of quick stuff, get the ball out, whoop whoop whoop. So the post game kind of said he's a full, well-rounded receiver. He could do more than just gadget things. That's what I'm curious to see about their offense this year too, because Darian Mensa is more of a Cam Ward type quarterback. So I want to see if they're gonna try to push the ball down the field a little more with him and Barcade. So we're gonna see how the offense is. A little less of them screen passes. I want to see him push the ball down the field and see what he can do with the intermediate routes. I think he can do it. I feel like he can. But I want to see like a full season of it, really to try to gauge what I would project him out as an NFL prospect.
Yeah, Malachi Tony, he is special kid, man. He even though with his small frame, whatever, he like a Tyreek Hill, they want him in space. So I think they're gonna continue to do the screen game and where he make a person miss, because he's special in the one-on-one aspect. Like him against somebody, I'm picking Tony. If it's one-on-one. If it's one-on-one, I'm picking Tony. He'll make you miss. So he gonna have to. I say his next year when he really get the coaching under him, he gonna be real special. And then he might be a high pick too coming out next couple years. He might be a high pick too because he can do many things.
Yeah, I mean, he can do it all. I mean, I saw him in the playoff game. He did a lot against us. Offense was kind of, not on point in that game for either team, but just you can see what he does. He's just got the ability to. He's just one of those special talents that you just see, and you're just like, okay, he can be outside. He can come on an end around. They can put him in what they call it the Malley Cat last year when he went under center. And the kid does it all. So, and as a true freshman, to have that much of a grasp of the playbook too, that says a lot about the kid's intelligence level as a freshman. So, major props to that to him. This one should be Zay going first, but Zay, you're going last because I think we all know the worst kept secret in the world, the number one wide receiver. So we're just going to go in a rotation. We'll go Poe, Post, and then let Zay finish it up. For the first time in all of our rankings, we had somebody sweep all first place votes.
That's crazy.
77 of us voted. He got 70 first place votes, or 70 points for his votes. And it's obviously Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State.
Man, this cat overrated, man. This cat, this cat overrated.
Wait a minute. Let me stop you for a second. If he's overrated, why is he number one on your list too?
Oh man, he overrated. I ain't want to be the oddball.
Okay.
Yeah, but what can you say about him, man? You can't say nothing about him. He doing it with different quarterbacks, So only thing I'm worried about is his health. Is he going to be one of them healthy stars? Because he the first receiver coming off the board. Because they're going to look for the physicality. They're going to look for him. DK Metcalf, you see how he be in the gym, whatever. They're going to look for that. And you can't say nothing about Smitty. He the best. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen not one list, without him being the number one receiver. This is the most no-brainer pick in college football. But the things I really like about Jeremiah Smith, he seems to have the ability to run a full route tree. He catches balls near the line of scrimmage or at. He can hurt you in the middle of the field. He can take it deep on you. So he has the total package and he's physical. The play that stands out for me with Jeremiah Smith was the Penn State game when the DB batted the ball and he caught it with one hand for a touchdown. That was the amount of concentration you got to have to make a play like that really stands out for me. So I got Jeremiah Smith as one, and I don't know anybody else who doesn't.
Yeah, Smitty, he the best receiver prospect ever outside of Megatron. I feel like Megatron was at Georgia Tech, man. That was a different type of dude, bro. He just got dropped from space or something and placed a helmet and pads on him. But it's only one thing I'm worried about when it comes to Jeremiah, man, and that's this damn quarterback, bro. Like you gotta always he's like, it's like on the basketball court and you got the best player. You just gotta always know where he at on the court. And if he open, even if he ain't open, you gotta give him the ball. And when he open, you really gotta give him the ball. Like, we missed him on some shots last year that it should never be like that. That should be your first look every time you know what I mean, you take a snap and you dropping back the pass. And that's the only thing I worry about with Smitty, man. He could have 1,600 this year, 12 touchdowns. The quarterback got to get him the ball, though.
Yeah, do y'all know who Jeremiah Smith reminds me of? He reminds me of Julio. And I'm interested to see like his combine numbers, but I highly doubt he does anything at the combine. Surefire top 2 or 3 pick. But Julio ran a 4.39. I want to see, because I believe he's faster than Julio. I want to see what his 40 time is if he tests at all.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know what his 40 time is. There's nothing for me to say about it. Y'all said it all. There's no need to keep harping. He's by far and away the top receiver going into the season. And that's that. We have a couple people in the comments. Buddy of mine, Darren, popping in, said, Jeremiah's the closest thing to Julio Jones and could be better than Julio in the NFL.
He said he had a question mark. I think he was referring.
That's his question. Sorry, I didn't see the question mark. You good catch, post.
Right on. I think he was referring to what I said. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Julio. What I was wondering was the speed, the 40 times speed. I want to see where Jeremiah Smith is compared to Julio Jones, because we know Julio ran a 4.39. I want to see what type of speed he has compared to Julio.
And your boy Anthony on here said that the defense Miami had shut down Jeremiah during the playoffs. You want to rebuttal to that at all?
I mean, he must have didn't watch the game, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a couple.
He's a Miami Hurricane fan. If y'all don't know that. So
yeah, it's a couple. It's a couple. They in the chat. They
yeah. Anthony always joins us in the chats. And we appreciate him always joining in. He's always got comments and questions and stuff. And like I said, Darren is a buddy of mine. He's down in Georgia right now, but he's from Columbus.
Yeah, Anthony is a WTP sports dude. You know, we already understand that he's a troll. He be trolling sometimes.
You got an old Texas. What is it? Old Texas Tech man. He got a question. I guess he got a statement.
Yeah, he normally does. He's another one that jumps in too. This came out. Just a statement. This came out. I heard this on the radio on the way home today from work. They were talking about villains in the sport, and is Texas Tech the new villain of all sports? I don't know. They were talking about with softball being the villains going and how they stack their roster by all this and that, and how what they're doing with the football roster, and is Texas Tech the new villain of all sports, college football, softball, and everything. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much.
You got to win. You got to win in football. You can't be the villain and you don't win. I don't care how much you're paying them folks. If you ain't winning and paying them, you ain't the villain.
That's valid. Let me see. And then here you go. This is right up Zay's alley right here. My buddy Darren. Julian Sayin needs to prove he can be a playmaker, not just a game manager.
Where's Zay at?
Oh, what happened? What happened?
My buddy Darren posted, he said that kind of what you've been saying about Julian. Said Julian Sayin needs to prove he can be a playmaker, not just a game manager. You've been saying that.
It's all right. It's all right to be a game manager. You know, Tom Brady's a game manager. But what I'm saying is, bruh gotta just really, when he's scared, sometimes he gets scared to me. He's a deer in the headlights at times. He's just not my type of quarterback. Like Will Howard, you seen Will Howard wasn't the most skilled dude, but he was a dog. He just got to be a dog, bro. Just go out there and be a dog. That's all we want. You know what I mean? Like when tight games come, we want to know we could trust you. That's it.
Yeah. So y'all want to give your thoughts on our boy Anthony with the question, who do you think has the overall receiving core in college foot heading into the season? Which team has the best receiving core heading into the season in your mind? He said Miami. Post game, he even agreed with Miami. Y'all got any other thoughts on who it could be?
It could be Indiana too. It could be Indiana too. It could be Ohio State. If that Henry dude come in there and show he worthy like that, you know, they already got the best receiver in the nation. And if Henry can come in here and be like a Cornell Tate, it can easily be them too. So I got to see the first game. You know, I'm saying you gotta let these dudes play first. You know what I mean? Coming into the city, coming into the season, you can say anything. You know what I mean? On paper, you good. Just like Clemson was, they was dogs on paper last year. And what happened?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I agree with all that. I personally would take Miami's receiving core. At that with Darian Mensah, I think their offense is going to be really explosive. Malachi Tony, Cooper Bart, Kate, I love it. But like Post said, it's on paper. They got to play the game.
You know, Rob was going to chime in his answer. Texas. That's the answer for everything. I mentioned it earlier. They have the ability based on what they get from their quarterback. Florida's got some dudes out there too, y'all.
Yeah,
I mean, Florida's got some dogs down there.
they keep dogs,
so,
man.
I mean, Oregon's got some. I mean, yeah. And Oregon. I mean, A&M's got a stud couple of receivers from the recruiting trail. They're only going to be freshmen, so we'll see what happens. But if those two pan out, I like our receiving room. Is ours the best in the nation? No, it's not. But it's good. So,
but you don't like.
I don't know. Go ahead.
You don't like Marcel though, do you?
I like Marcel. I don't like the second half of the season, Marcel, last 3 game Marcel. I like what I got out of Marcel most of the rest of the season. No offense, but starting with the Notre Dame game, with the way he led that team in a tight game to come back, I love the second half against South Carolina. Not that I saw it because I was asleep, but I mean, you can see it in Marcel. It's just he's got to take that next step for those receivers to take that step, So we're going to see what happens. You can see the talent in Marcel. You can see it's there. What effect? That's what he wants to know. What affects the receiving core with the Aggies? No, it's not the inconsistencies of Reed. I mean that's part of it, I'm sure. But this year, we lost Casey. We replaced him with Horton. We have some great freshmen. Aaron Gregory, it looks phenomenal. Through the spring game, his kid is dynamic. And Craver was a little banged up at the end of last year. He needs to stay healthy. ABR, Ashton Bethel Roman needs to stay healthy. Health is a big concern. We had some, Concepcion, all of them were dinged up last year, so that kind of hurt too. But that's what I'd say is the main thing. Is just it's all got to gel and they got to be healthy. That's really what you got to have.
And SEC, y'all got a new OC, right?
Yeah. Former Holman Wiggins, former wide receiver coach from Bama under Saban, is the OC now. We got a new DC too. But as you well know, post-game DC title really doesn't matter down there with Elko hanging around. He's going to run his defense. So.
He said read his comment what he said about JJ.
I think this is the one he's talking about. Maybe this one where he said he actually reminds him of Larry Fitzgerald with more speed, according to talk about Jeremiah Smith.
I don't know about that, man, because I seen Smith drop a couple balls. I ain't never seen Fitzgerald drop no ball.
Yeah, Larry Legend definitely had some hands. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, y'all got anything else you want to hit on? Zay, parlay, post, anything?
Nah, I'm good.
No, I don't got anything. I just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all and thanks for having me, SEC. And if you out there, like, share, and subscribe. For sure, at any time, all the time, y'all, or anybody, this is what we do. We get on here, we talk some ball, and it's what we do. So I do know. I'm not going to get into it. We'll wait and see what happens. But I do. They're doing the something with a committee back in Washington tomorrow with the bill that was proposed for college football. They're doing something about going through to see if it'll pass a little committee to get put on to go to the floor of the Senate and the House to get voted on for that bill. So I'm sure that's going to be some news tomorrow, if we even hear anything tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. But I heard that's going on tomorrow. So what they discussing about the cap?
No, the bill, if you missed it, Parlay is talking about. It is talking about setting a roster cap number, not number of players, but amount of money.
Yeah.
And then it's also talking about you get one transfer. Your second transfer, you have to sit out a year, unless your coach leaves or some sort of abuse or something like that. You can transfer a second time for free, but other than that, it's one transfer, and then you sit out a year if you transfer again, and you get 5 years of eligibility.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're not going to be getting into what Congress does and doesn't do, Anthony. I just brought it up because that's what's going on over there. I'm not getting into any political stuff.
Right.
And I don't know what this comment is about with SEC football calling for Stinky Head to get them removed. Unless he means
He means Sankey.
I think he means Sankey, yeah, to get them removed. I can tell you this as an SEC guy. The SEC fans are not wanting to leave the NCAA football. You're going to have some. If you must be watching Paul Feinbaum.
Yeah, he said they
want Sankey to get removed. Yeah, there are a bunch of people saying they want Sankey removed. I thought he meant the SEC breaking off from college football stuff, but no, there are a lot that are wanting Sankey removed because I think he's great for the SEC, but he just seems to be. He's not. When you listen to the spring meetings, it just doesn't seem like everybody's on the same page like they used to be in the SEC right now. And Sankey's been there for a while. Commissioners, I believe, need to change, not consistently, but consistently to keep it fresh. It's just kind of how I think now. I want to make sure if we get somebody in there, it's somebody with a big enough personality to combat the Big Ten, because that's what you're going to have to stand up to.
He said we don't want a 24
team.
No,
I don't either. On a 16, I'm fine with 12. So
they want that bread. They're greedy.
The SEC is the one that's not going to the 24. The SEC is the one that's saying no, not on 24. And now they're saying they'll talk about it. So I don't know anymore. I've given up trying to keep up with it all. There's too much going on. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement on this channel that nobody really wanted a 24. I think we all were in agreement that 16 would be the most we'd want to see. So
yeah.
Other than that, we're going to shut this down. We're about an hour 15. Y'all all heard post game mentioning. Go like, subscribe, share. All the channels are scrolling down below us here. You see that wonderful man down there at the bottom? They're scrolling right below him. That's you, Parlay, by the way. So go like, subscribe, share. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. You can find all these videos too. They'll be dropped over to Patreon. We have a Patreon account. We have a website, WTPSportsDudes.com. It's got stuff on there. You can leave questions on there. If you got show topics you want us to discuss, put them in there. And there's an email link you can email in, and we can get talked about for your whatever topics y'all want to talk about. I do have a little personal thing I'm going to plug real quick. I'm working on for my Patreon page, and I'll know more. So if you're interested in free tickets to a NASCAR race, go subscribe to me on Patreon, because I'm at the point with my fan rewards that I'm getting free tickets to races now. So
okay,
I'm gonna try. I'm not 100% sure how it works yet, but I'm gonna try to get 2 tickets and see if I can transfer them to my wife. And if I can, then I'll know I can give them away as giveaways on my Patreon page.
Okay,
But I don't want to try to give them away and then it not work. That's kind of wrong. And of course, you have to be a paid member on my Patreon to be eligible to win those. But we'll get into that later. There'll be more coming up for that. So I just wanted to mention that I'm going to try to work on that this week and see if it works. Other than that, gentlemen, I appreciate your insight. Great, knowledge from both of y'all. And we'll see where we go from here. And other than that, let's just have a good night. Let's go ahead and exit the building and call it good.
Talk to
Peace,
y'all in the
everyone.
chat. See y'all in the chat.